This didn't happen. It's an urban legend, right? Who's going to believe this? Harassed for 40 minutes in public view? Ten other people in the carriage? Are you kidding me? No one called the police or did anything? They just recorded? Okay. That's some serious messed up urban moral depravity, crime thing par excellence happening right there, my brothers and sisters. Question for you all. Who's worse? The guy raping or the modern freaks recording with their smartphones, thinking they're cool? Well, you guys are a disgrace to the out-of-wedlock mothers that brought you into this world. Allahul Musta'an. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. If this attack happened anywhere else, you know, any third world countries, any basket case or banana republic, you know for a fact, real men would have stepped in. They've got a sense of civic responsibility in those places. And frankly, they take care of their women. Western guys are their youth, right? It's a natural thing, but it's beaten out of them by society. In a poorer country, that dude would be burnt toast on a sidewalk by now. I'm sorry, but we're seeing society breaking up in front of our very McMuffin eyes in the West. Because people are living in these weird atomized bubbles, aren't they? 24/7 in their virtual reality games, virtual reality social media, and constantly fed a diet of feminist propaganda. We've lost all connection with biology and reality. You think Islam didn't see this coming? No ijtihad needed, my friend. In Islam, you see bad moral behavior. It's your moral duty to do something about it. Check this hadith out. I heard the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam say, "Whoever of you sees an evil, let him change it with his hand. And if he is not able to do so, then let him change it with his tongue. And if he is not able to do so, then with his heart. And that is the weakest of faith." Sahih Muslim. I'm not saying Muslims are perfect. Far from it. Heck, far from it. But that's because Muslims don't live up to the divine religion. But the obligation is there, in black and white. You can't say it ain't. But in the West, there's no moral obligation, because there's no religion. Yeah, there's the law, and then there's morality. That's all up to you. You make it what you will. Well, now they have. Rape on a train. How about that? Taking your bloody phone out and recording a rape is participation, okay? In my book, it's aiding a rape. I'm sorry, but you're now 100% part of that crime, as far as I'm concerned. Now, psychologists have come up with some crazy Shabazz theories. Check this out. When you get a society obsessed with filtering life through a phone, like ours is, the moment you record something, apparently on your phone, it tells your head that it ain't real. The act of recording itself, apparently, says to your brain, "Hey dude, that rape you're witnessing, well guess what, it ain't real, bruv." They don't make them like they used to. It then apparently creates a lack of empathy. So what they're trying to say is, because we're used to watching crap on our phones all day, now our brains can't tell the difference between reality and fake when we happen to record something. Our brains have turned into mushy peas. We're all mentally deranged. We're messed up. And we did it all to ourselves. Congratulations, mankind. Now, that could be true to an extent, But I'm sorry, but you don't get away with it and wash your hands of it that easily and pretend it's got nothing to do with you. Those people who recorded, they need to be arrested along with the rapist and put in the same cell as him. This isn't acceptable in a modern civil society. Not the one I want to live in anyway. I don't care how long you stay on your phone. I mean, what does it say about society where we no longer feel a moral obligation to help a person getting violated and raped? For 40 minutes, 40 minutes, she was being harassed, groped in public view, and not one person stepped in. It wasn't like a quick thing either, like a stabbing or a murder that happened very quickly. No, people had lots of time to observe, think, and make a rational choice. That train, by the way, it went through 24 separate stops, stations, and not one person, not one, called the cops or thought to themselves, hey, that person's in trouble. Let me go and help them somehow, or call the police even. These psychologists, they've got an answer for everything, right? So they call this the bystander effect. It's called, it's another excuse basically that they've come up with. Take a load of this. Apparently, the more people witnessing a crime, the less likely someone's going to call the police, because apparently everyone is thinking, hey, someone else is calling the cops, so I ain't bothering. Which I think is just a long way of saying our society's just gone to the stinky toilet. We now get males, but we get no men. We got females, but we got no women. We got neighborhoods, but we got no community. We want rights, but we don't want the responsibility. This was a woman. Hang on. Step back. Forget obligation. This was a rape. Don't we see rape as a rape anymore? Is that what it is? Subhanallah. Is that how bad our Western societies have got? Because even the police, even they were surprised. And they're very rarely on the right side of, the moral debate. Why do I get the feeling that in a third world country, women have more protection? Statistically, I don't know, but you get the feeling, and I think a lot of people, I think it will be borne out by statistics, because they always talk about Western women having more rights, right to friggin' change their sex every week, the right to sleep around with their neighbours and their uncles, the right to get abused by desperate boys at uni, clubs, and wherever the hell they go. But they've lost their right to the fundamentals, to not be harassed and raped and killed in public. How about that for an idea? Let's not let the women die. This pseudo-equality thing has destroyed women's rights, the real rights, right? So they're now free to go alone where men go without having the strength and menace of a man. They don't have the strength of a man, but they go where men go. So how are they going to protect themselves? Tell me. Not only are they easier victims now, but most are also getting old all by themselves too. Lonely, because they got fed the lie that all they have to do is be available to the lowest bidder, if you know what I mean, in their 20s, throughout their 20s, have fun, go clubbing, build a career, make money, drive a nice car, wear nice clothes, Louis Vuitton, or whatever you call that crap, don't have children, and that's gonna be their ticket to bliss until they hit about 40 and they realize, oh my God, what have I done? How did that work out? Tell me. What have I done with my life? Where has it gone? I want children, I want a husband, I want a secure house. Sorry, it's too late. Because they've been fed this feminist lie that being and acting masculine, following the man's path, is the answer to all their prayers. And there are predators everywhere. Bad men can sniff this from a mile out. They're hunter-killers. For them, it's easy prey. A woman like that is easy prey. Let's use and abuse these modern girls, and then a few years later, those same women are left on the side like deflated sex dolls to get old all by themselves. No, actually, they're not all by themselves. They're with 20 cats or a couple of dogs. What's happened to women? They've become so cheap. No one bats an eyelid anymore, even when one's getting molested in a train. These women here have lost all their intrinsic value. The West has legally elevated them. Yeah, they think. But saying she's just like a man, they've destroyed her moral worth and all her feminine beauty and the respect it uniquely deserves. But this is something only religion can give you, right? No secular society can give you moral worth or anything moral with any conviction. Secularism doesn't do intrinsic values. They do man-made laws based on harm and benefit principles. Practicality 101. So the West laughs at Muslims covering up their women, guarding their women, having ghira for their women, misinterpreting it for subjugation or oppression. But the fact of the matter is, women are the weaker sex. There's no way around that. Unless you genetically modify and enhance women's bodies from inception. But we'll talk about that when the time comes and when it happens. But at the moment, men are the stronger sex. And another fact, men are intrinsically want women. And not all men will come from good families. They will come from broken families. And they will behave in an uncivil manner. So what are you going to do? That's why they see a Muslim sister covered up and they call it oppression. But they don't see a woman left to a million guys using and abusing her day and night as oppression. The Western marketplace abuses her by telling her to show more of her skin, to wear a shorter dress. Her job tells her to wear a skirt if she wants a promotion. Her culture tells her to dress up, put makeup on, by telling her she's free to sleep around and throw herself at whomever she wishes. And then everyone complains. Why do women get objectified and treated like meat? It's ridiculous. It's the perfect definition of madness. You're doing everything that leads to a conclusion. The cause is there, so the effect is there as well, okay? But you want a different outcome every time. I'm sorry, but that's not how reality works. But I'm sure it's a bit of everything, right? But the most crucial factor is religion. Moral relativism is killing us. Everyone and everything is right, they say. They say there's no right or wrong. If you listen to atheists, a guy can sleep with his mother, and that isn't morally wrong. Men can choose to be women, not because they have to or there's something in their biology giving them no choice, but they choose to. And women can become men, but then you got to deal with reality. You can't ignore reality. Society is a negative influence, and it's full of men and women, and some men are beasts, and women are weaker. Those are facts. So let's start living in the real world, guys. Let's deal with the facts and make our rules based on the facts, not on what we want the world to be like.